Okay, it's Friday the 13th of May 2011. It's D-Day. We are finally going to lay the pink paint on the 1966 Dodge Coronet. It's taken me all of a year to get the body ready. Actually, in excess of a year to get the body ready, between the moves and the me not knowing what the hell I'm doing. We've got her sealed with an epoxy primer from Southern Polyurethanes. If you're going to be doing your own painting on your own vehicles, I recommend you give those guys a call. They've treated me like a king. Good prices, good product, great customer service. Got her mask off. Need to do some touch up on my masking. It looks like I've got some tape peeling back. I just wiped the car down with degreaser. Gonna give it about 30 minutes, let that degreaser, any degreaser evaporate off that might be there. It's the water-based, not oil-based, or I should say, what the hell, I don't know. But anyway, we're gonna be laying the Panther Pink on her here today. This is my paint booth. It's my station over there with all my paints and materials. This is the booth that I built out of 2x4s, sheet plastic. Bought some inexpensive $9 fluorescent light fixtures from Menards. Got those jerry rigged. Got everything sealed down to the floor. Got my filtration system set up so that we can filter the air being pulled through by my fans. You probably have a little trouble seeing this, but that little silver box with the blue writing on there, that's a commercial dehumidifier. It automatically purges the water and all that good stuff. I'm using that to try to control the humidity in the building. My air compressor is actually outside my station, but I've got the hose run through, and I've got me a little regulator and a dryer there. I have yet another dryer back in the distance on the outside, pulling water out. Got a brand new air hose, so I don't have any water contaminants inside the hose, I should think. My gun is a brand new finish line from DeVilbiss. I've got my DeVilbiss air filtration system on it with yet another regulator at the gun so I can control it. I'm using the decup system for my paint gun to help kind of control the mess. Hopefully it went better than it did last time I tried to use it. That turned into a catastrophe. Just so everybody else knows, you cannot stick a filter in here like so and try to filter your product if you're using an epoxy primer. It simply filled up the funnel, and when I went to lift the funnel, it poured out like piss through a boot, overflowed the funnel, and just basically dumped epoxy primer all over my countertop. It actually went up inside of the permanent cap for the system here, and even once I thought I had everything cleaned up, I took it, stuck it on my gun, flipped it back upside down, and everything poured out on my gun that was trapped up inside this plastic funnel here. Just save yourself the heartache. We're using Pro Spray brand paint that was recommended to me by the owner of SPI when I spoke with him on the phone. They're a European company. The product's made in England. You almost can't find it here in America. There's a few people that distribute it. It mixes 1-to-1 with the Southern Polyurethanes reducers. There's no it's not 3 components. It's just a 2-component paint. You do a base coat, clear coat. I don't have the clear coat products in here yet. Got my mixing cups set up, stirring sticks. The gun is clean, the gun is ready to go. Underneath my countertop here I have my extra materials. I have a Kevlar suit, not a Kevlar, but just a plastic suit that I'll wear to keep my dust and dander from falling into the paint job. Brand new respirator just for painting cars right here, ready to go. This automotive paint will kill you in a New York minute. It's one of the principal components is isocyanate, which is basically super glue, and it will has cyanide in it and give you cyanide poisoning. As I said, the car is masked off. Here is my filtration system. Most folks won't have access to something like this, but because of my work, we have these air scrubbers. Each one of them pulls approximately 2,000 CFM through the unit, and I'm blowing it out the backside outside of my garage, and that is what's pulling the air through the filters as you see them. The plastic walls, it's pulling a negative space here. If I don't know how well you can tell that, but the plastic walls are just literally bubbling inwards from all the negative air in here. I've got a cheesy low-tech thermostat slash humidistat on my clock here that has batteries about dead on it. So I know what my temperature is, I know what my humidity levels are roughly. The humidifier, hope they'll draw that humidity level down a little bit more before I actually start spraying. There's my 60-gallon compressor. I've got a, you can see I've got copper lines run out of it, and you can't see it, but running behind the shelving on the outside of my plastic, I have a copper line running uphill. It's not as long as most people would recommend. I've got about a 15-foot length of copper there running it's a pretty strong uphill run right there. It probably goes up 2 feet, maybe more in elevation in that run right there. And then I have a drip leg coming off of it with a drain cock at the bottom to basically let the hot air inside the air compressor that's laden with moisture, as it comes up the copper line cools the air, and of course you take hot air and you cool it and you're going to get condensation, and it allows the condensation to drain back, but not into the tank. It drains down the drip leg, and that should help me keep the moisture out of my airlines and out of my paint job, which would ruin it. That's really all I've got right now. This paint booth probably cost me about $250, maybe $300 to build, but if you look, you'll see the dead bugs laying on top of the plastic up above. It's worth its weight in gold if you're going to spend all the money to do this, to keep all the bugs and stuff out of here. It could probably be built in your yard, but I wouldn't recommend it, because you're going to need something a hell of a lot more sturdy than this to stand up to the weather. If the weather should show up, I could just imagine this thing filling up with water up above while you're trying to work, or if you have a freak storm blow in. Now somebody else may have it set up to where you can drive in and out. The way I've organized this, I cannot drive in and out of my booth. It was built around the car and will have to be disassembled around the car. But we'll see how this goes. This is my first paint job, and I'm a little nervous, more than a little nervous, but I put a lot of prep into this, and the compressor's telling me it's time to go, so wish me luck.